In this video, we will start coding our app, okay? And we will specifically focus on this header section, okay? And as we can see, our header has this profile image, this title, and this settings icon, okay? So we will only focus on this header for now, okay? But before we can jump into that, I want to mention that if you are watching this video on YouTube, this is only a preview of my course, okay? And if you want to have access to the full course, you can check the link in the description, okay? So with that said, let's start this off by creating a new app, okay? So here I am, I want to create a new app, okay? So we can click on next. And for the name of our app, we can call this Mind Mingle. Okay, here we are with a new project. Okay, so let me readjust this. Okay, so we want this emulator to be here, and I think this setup is perfect. Okay, so the first thing we want to do, we want to come here, okay, and we want to create a new folder. So we want to create this new group, and for the name of our group, we will call it views. Okay. So this is where we will put all of our views. Okay, and inside these views, what we want to do, we want to create a new group, okay, and we call it home. And now inside this home, what we want to come here and create a new view. Okay, so here, new file, and it's gonna to be a SwiftUI view. And here, for the name, we can call it home view. Okay, now that we have this home view, the first thing we want to do, as we said, we want to focus on this header section, okay? And as you can see, this header section is an H stack, okay? So here, what we want to do, we want to create an H stack. And inside this H stack, what we want our profile image. We also want that title. And last but not least, we want that settings icon, okay? Okay, so let's start with this profile image. So for this profile image, what we want to create a new image, okay? And in order for us to create this image, we need an actual image, okay? So what we can do, we can come on this asset folders, okay? And what we want to do, we want to download an image that we want, and we want to put it here, okay? So for me, I'm going to download the image of KGB, okay? And we can simply drag and drop this image here, okay? So now that we have this image, what we can do, we can go back to our home view. And what we want to do, we want to come here and we want to provide the name of our image, okay? So in my case, it's going to be KGB. And normally we are supposed to see our image, okay? So let's see. Okay, as you can see, we have our image. And now what we want to do, we want to work on this image, okay? So here we can make it resizable. We can also set the aspect ratio, okay? And for us, we want it to be filled. And here we can specify the frame. So here frame. And here for our frame, we want a width and height of 50, okay? So here is going to be a width of 50 and height of 50. Okay, perfect. And we also want it to be a cycle, okay? So here we can specify the clip shape. And we want it to be a cycle. Okay, perfect. And I think it's looking good. But on the finished app, I don't know if you guys noticed. Let me maybe zoom in. So as I said, on the finished app, okay, as you can see, we have this white overlay, okay, on top of our image. And right now we don't have this on this image. So what we can do, after this clip shape, what we can do, we can add an overlay. And we want this overlay to be a cycle. And we only want the to get the stroke. And here for a color, okay, so here as you can see, we want the white color, okay? So here we can specify the color. We want it to be white. And here we can also specify the width, okay? So for us, the width is gonna to be 2. And right now we are not able to see it simply because our background is on white. So yeah, just for the sake of testing, what we can do, we can change this color to green. And normally, as you can see, we are able to have this overlay on top of our image. Okay, so if I increase this line width, for example, you guys can see it better. Okay, so we don't want this, we want a line width of 2. Okay, and here we also want a color, the white color. Okay, okay, perfect. And the last thing we want to do here, we want to add a shadow. So here, shadow, and we want a radius of 5. And I think with this we are good to go for this image. Okay, so the next thing we want to do, we want to add this on title, and here it's gonna to be super simple. So what we want to do, we want to add a text, and here we want to say hello Maya, and here we can specify the foreground color, and here what we want the color white, and we can also specify the font. For our font, we're gonna to use a custom font. Okay, so we don't want to use this predefined font. So what we are going to do, we are going to call this custom font. Okay, and for the name of our font, it's going to be Gill Sans Semi-Bold. And here for the size, we want a size of 25. Okay, and normally we are supposed to see our text, but because we have this white background, we are not able to see our text. So let's fix this background. Okay, because here, as you can see, our background is not white. Okay, we have this color as a background. Okay, so in order for us to add this color as a background, what we can do, we can come here on this edge stack. Okay, and we can wrap this inside the Z stack. Okay, and now that we have this inside the Z stack, what we can do, we can add this color. Okay, and just for the sake of testing, what we can do, we can simply add this on color red, and we want to cut this and put it inside our edge stack or Z stack, my bad. And now as you can see, we are able to see everything. Okay, so just for now, let's keep going, and then we will fix this on color. Okay, so the last thing we want to do, we want to add this on settings. Okay, and because this settings icon is a button, okay, so what we will do, we create a button here, and here for the content of our button, what we want an image. Okay, for the name of our image, we can call this on system name, and for the name, we want this get shape that fill. And as you can see, we have our icon. Okay, and here we want to work on this icon because we want it to be bigger, and we also want to change the color. So here we can make it resizable, add the this on scale to fill, and we can also specify the frame. Okay, and here for us, we want a width of 30 and a height of 30. Okay, perfect. And now we can change our background color, our foreground color, my bad. So foreground color, and we are not supposed to use this foreground color anymore, so we will use this foreground style, and the color we want this white color. Okay, and everything is looking good, but as you can see, we need some space here. Okay, between these two. So what we can do, we can come here and add a spacer, and we can see that it's looking good. So what we can do, we also need a spacer here. Okay, on the left and right edge. So what we can do, we can come on this on edge stack. Okay, and what we want to do, we want to add a padding, and we want the padding to be horizontal. Okay, and normally we are supposed to have more space here. Okay, and everything is looking good. And before we can wrap up with this video, what we want to do, we want to the first thing we want to do, as you can see, this in color is not the same as our finished app. Okay, because we don't want this red. Okay, we want a different color. So how can we fix this? Well, in order to fix this, what we want to do, we want to come in this on this assets folder, and we want to create a new color. Okay, so here we can right click. Okay, and we want a new color set, and here for the name of our color, we will call it my accent color. And here we want to actually specify the color. So here we can select this any appearance, and what we want to do, we want to click on this little icon, and here we can change this code, okay, because we don't want this, but what we want FF, so double F, and we want this 6666, okay. And if we hit on enter, as you can see, we have this beautiful color, okay. And now that we have this my accent color, what we can do, we can go back to this home view. Let me close this. And here, instead of providing this on color red, what we want to do, we want to provide a color, okay. So it's going to be my accent color. And as you can see, now we have the same color as our finished app, okay, and everything is looking good. The next thing we want to do before wrapping up, as I said, we want to be good developers, okay. So we want our code to be well organized, and in order to have an organized code, what we need to do, we want to extract this logic, okay. So what we want to do, we want to come here and we want to extract this header section, okay, so that we can simply add header. So the best way to do that is to create an extension of this view, okay. So let's go ahead and do that. So here is gonna to be extension, and we want an extension of our home view, okay. And here what we want to do, we want to create a function, okay, and we can call it header, and it's gonna to return a view. And now inside this header section, what we want to do, we want to come here and copy this, or cut it, and we want to paste it inside this header. And now that we have this extension, what we want to do, we can simply come here, okay, on this color, and we can add our header, okay. And normally everything is supposed to work perfectly, okay, and as you can see, it's working. So the next thing we want to do, we want to push this to the top, okay, and we want to also ignore the save area here, okay. So here on this Z stack, what we can do, we can ignore the save area, okay. And now in order to push this to the on top, what we can do, we can come here, okay, and what we can do, we can wrap this inside the V stack, okay. And now inside this V stack, what we can do, we can cut this header and put it here, and after this header we can simply add a spacer, and as you can see, it will push this to the very on top, okay. So we also need a padding on top, so here we can add another padding, so that padding, and we only want the top padding, and we want the padding of 60, okay, and everything is looking good, okay. So that's it for this video. In the next video, we will see how we can create these cards, okay, and also how we can organize them, okay. So I hope you guys have enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next video.